Hello everyone, welcome to a late night stream. It is 10 past 10. It's like doing Black Box over again with Mark, but I'm just starting out. It's just me today. I'm not joined by anyone. Karen, Luke, Andy, all I think too excited by tonight's games. No one wanted to join me, so it's just me tonight. Hopefully you can hear me. No one's in the chat saying they can't, so I'm just going to carry on. What a night. Hey, I'm guessing you've all been watching Group F. I don't think I need this actually. Yeah, you've all been watching Group F. I've been watching the Germany game. It's been maybe the most nuts like 90 minutes of football I think I've ever seen in my life. So exciting knowing, not knowing who England are going to lose to in the next round. Do you know what? I'm actually quite happy that we get to play Germany. I think France, Portugal, even Hungary reminded me of Iceland, like if we'd played them and got knocked out to them. I think Germany aren't that good, and I think England aren't that good, and I think it's probably going to be a bit of a rubbish game, but I don't think we're completely out of it against them. So, yeah, I think we've got a chance. I'm happier with that rather than Portugal or France. I think Germany have got the weakest team out of those three, and they weren't particularly impressive tonight. Sané was poor. Havertz was the best player and got subs. I wonder, with Lowe leaving, if Germany really got that kind of motivation to play for the manager. So, yeah, I'm I don't want to get optimistic because I've seen nothing from England that makes me think we can go further in the tournament. But at the same time, I think Germany might be a bit of a wake-up call for us. Anyway, not here to just talk about England. I'm here to talk about UEFA Fantasy Football. Not that I want to, because I'm doing rubbishly in that as well. So these are the fixtures on the screen to the round of 16. So it's Wales v Denmark, which should be sort of quite a even game, I would have thought. Italy, Austria. Obviously, Italy, huge favourites for that game. I watched the Austria game against Ukraine. I thought Austria were pretty good, but Ukraine were really poor. So I think that should be a sort of a relatively routine Italy win. And I think when we're building our fantasy teams, it's going to be Italy that we look to target. 158 people in the chat. Thanks everyone for joining me. I see FPL Swede there. I see Lynn in there. Good to see you all. FPL Rover as well. Lynn says, can I sync the sound? Is a second or two off? I think that's probably you, Lynn, to be honest. Don't think it's me. Anyone else getting that? A bit of sync issues? If they are, I'm sorry. But yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for joining me. So Netherlands, Czech Republic is next. Again, Czech Republic, decent against Scotland, but poor against England. Okay against Croatia. I don't think they're going to be putting up too many trees. I fancy the Netherlands in that. They're looking kind of stronger and stronger each time I see them play. Belgium v Portugal. I mean, what a game. What a game that's going to be. You've got to fancy Belgium to win that, I guess. But Portugal with Ronaldo, Jota, Fernandes was benched tonight. They got a good team. I don't know. I don't think that's going to be easy for Belgium. I think that's kind of that's the pick. I think England Germany should be the pick, but I think it's going to be a pretty poor game. So Belgium Portugal, I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Croatia Spain. So Spain, I think I read today that Spain have faced 2 shots in the whole tournament. They're a completely dominant side. We wondered whether they would be able to turn that into goals, like in the first game against Sweden. Created lots of chances, had lots of the ball, but couldn't really do anything tonight though. 5 goals against Slovakia. I mean, Dubravka with 2 howlers, one in particular, pretty bad. But I haven't seen anything really from Croatia to make me think Spain are going to be too troubled. I think Spain could do all right. I think if they get through this game, they're one of those teams that seem to be sort of hitting form at kind of the right time, a bit like Holland as well. So yeah, fancy Spain in that one. England, Germany. I've said I think we've got a chance. I think I'm going to back England to win it. I'm going to back England. I don't think Germany that good. They obviously they were really good against Portugal, but I think we should be sort of relatively defensively solid, and I think they struggled to really create much against Hungary tonight. So maybe I'm a bit biased, but. Yeah, I'll go with England. And then Sweden, Ukraine as well. So, I mean, Sweden, again, there's quite a few Swedish people in the chat. I'm an honorary Swede, I think, this year, which is good. My second team. Yeah, really good again tonight. Forsberg, who, don't want to say I tipped him, but did tip him. Just, open play goal. I thought it was a set piece and penalties, but two goals from open play tonight. So yeah, looking a really good option. Sweden, hadn't conceded a goal until Lewandowski rocked up. Really, really good defensively. I think Sweden should win that, given that Ukraine had one good performance against North Macedonia and looked poor in the other one. Yeah, you're right. I'm missing France. Who France got then? Who's the other team that I'm missing? Can't even remember. Someone tell me in the chat. Come on. I should know this. Switzerland, of course. Yeah, France v Switzerland. Yeah, so that's an interesting one. France haven't been that good either. So, I mean, it's a pretty. You've got to fancy him to beat Switzerland, though, right? I think we're going to see it. We're going to see a different France in that game. I think this is really where the tournament starts, isn't it? For a lot of teams, you get through the groups, you're kind of just trying to play and get through and stuff, and then suddenly you're faced with the prospect of like being eliminated. And I think that's where we kind of see teams, a good team, sort of coming to the fore. Yeah, thank you. Everyone's saying Switzerland now. It's weird because I'm obviously a bit ahead of you. So like I'm sort of being here like, oh my god, like who is it? Panicking. And then there's like 10 seconds, and then everyone just suddenly says Switzerland. It's a shame it's not kind of more in sync. Yeah. Anyway, so they're the fixtures. Obviously I didn't put France on screen, but we've all said Switzerland now, so we know who that is. So I've got to be honest with you all, everyone watching. I lied. I said this was a team reveal. I haven't got a team. I haven't done one yet. I didn't know he was going through. I didn't do it. So what I thought we'd do is we do it together. You can all chip in. You can help me. I'll show you all just how rubbish I'm doing, and then you'll be like, why the hell am I watching this guy talk about this? He clearly doesn't know what he's doing, and you'd probably be right. So let's go through that quickly. So match day 1, 69 points. Like a lot of people kind of had Lukaku captain, but then look at the rest of my team. I mean, Depay, Soucek, Carrasco, Zielinski, Jota, Gozens, all blanks. It was only Herediki really that sort of came through. And that's after getting rid of the likes of Denier, Kane, Kiar and Backman. So, yeah, really poor. Match day 2 got even worse. I played the Limitless chip. I took out a load of players who did well. I somehow managed to end up with a 2-point captain, which I think is quite impressive, really. Benzema went all out on France and they struggled against Hungary. I had my mate Forsberg. He was there. Sterling did poor. Wijnaldum did poor. Insigne, Alba, Hernandez, Zinchenko. God, the more I look at it, the more I think, yeah, this isn't going very well, is it? And I did so much prep this year. I really did. I entered all these fan teams, all these podcasts. I did so much to try and do well, and it just hasn't gone well. So that was 2, and then match day 3. So that's this week. So I did wildcard in the end. Hit the Depay captain, kept him in the side. I know a lot of people took him out, along with like Lukaku, who's all about rotation. But I kept him in, but there's the players I bought in. I mean, Arnautovic, Hazard. Hazard, don't know why I called him that. Gundogan, Gozens, Danielson, like Pedri. What was I doing with Pedri? How did he end up with my team? Pau Torres I took off because he was benched and he got 4 points. It's FPL started again this week, and this game just reminds me of how much I hate fantasy football and like why is my career now in fantasy football? Anyway, it's a good question. So where does that leave me? Where does that leave me in the league? Let's have a look. That leaves me, oh God, not good. 215,000 in the world, and I've got no chips left. Beautiful. So that's why we're here. We're here for a bit of an intervention. Need to help me out. I think I'm beating Andy somehow, which is good. I'm in Lynn's league, Abusement Park. Lynn's doing well. 2nd in the league, Lynn. Pretty impressive. The big man's up there, number 1. Am I beating Andy? I'm beating Andy's bottom of the league, so at least that's happened. Andreas Troy's on my bench because he was benched. The lineups came out and he was benched, so I subbed him out thinking he was going to get 1 point, and he came on and got an assist. So that's a bit harsh. Yeah, Gurav. Yeah, you thought you were having a horrible Euro fantasy, and then you saw me. Yeah. Meister says I need to be careful without a wild card. Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have wild carded. I lost my head, to be honest. I thought I'd really target these group games, and it just hasn't worked. Anyway, the past is the past. We can't do anything about that. You never can. So, Jason Sexton got a future in stand-up. Yeah, like Jack Whitehall. I get Jack Whitehall a lot. When I first started doing streams for Scout, everyone used to say that they had Jack Whitehall doing the streams. That's kind of... I once had a guy at an airport in a pinstripe suit come up to me at an airport. He's about 80 years old and asked me if I was actually Jack Whitehall. I think he wanted my autograph. Anyway, not my finest moment. Right, let's sort this team out then. So we did one of these yesterday for Scout with Chris, looking at the Premier League, which was quite fun. Don't know if you saw that video. If you want to check it out, Chris and I put a team together. It's pretty template, pretty boring, but it's probably one that's going to do quite well, and it'll probably do better than any team that I put together. I thought, God, I'm being so defeatist tonight. I'm not that defeatist. It's fine. I'll turn it around. So let's have a think. So we're gonna flick back to the fixtures. I do actually need to add France on there. Maybe I will add France on there. Hang on, bear with me a sec. France, Switzerland. Just because I'm going to keep coming back to this. So again, you don't get this kind of thing on Let's Talk FPL, do you? Live adjustment of tables. But I know it's what you all want to see. So who am I to say no? Right, hang on a sec. Right, hang on. I think if I save this, it should update. Oh, look at that. Such talent. I've come a long way. Since the days of Mark and me messing everything up. That's the wrong font. Oh, you can't have everything. Anyway, right. So let's think about this. Logically. What are the best fixtures to target in the round of 16? So to me, it's Italy, Austria, and it's Netherlands, Czech Republic. They're the ones that I think we're probably going to see sort of heaviest wins for the teams. I think France, Switzerland could be on that list, but like I said, I haven't been too impressed with France. I mean, Italy have been the team that I've been most impressed with. I think we'll definitely grab a France striker, or one of Benzema, Mbappe, or Griezmann. We can talk through that as we go. But yeah, Italy, Netherlands for me are the targets. I'll definitely have a Swedish player in there as well. I think I'll stick with Forsberg. I think he might be the first name on my team sheet. I'm really unimpressed with Ukraine. I did the watch along with Gianni for that. He was watching Netherlands sort of tear apart North Macedonia. I was watching Ukraine, and they just couldn't string a pass together. They were really poor. Manilovsky was poor. They weren't getting any service up to the striker. They just didn't seem to have any real kind of threat about them at all. So yeah, I really am backing Sweden in that. So let's think about some of the first names that we're going to go for. Let me know who the first players that you're going in your team are, so I can copy you. But let's start with Forsberg, straight in, boom. 7-7. I think it's still a good price for him, given he's gone. Olsen, I'll tell you what, Olsen's been absolutely brilliant this tournament. Everton's number 2. Really like the look of him. So I wonder if he'll get a move to another club that's looking for a goalkeeper. Because he's had this superb tournament. Sometimes you get these with these players, don't you? Who just absolutely smash it in the Euros, and he's definitely been one of them. Linnars said just one Swede. I think we might go for 2. You know, I might go for Olsen. Obviously, been really impressed with Isak. Kulevsky came on today, got 2 assists off the bench. He's had coronavirus, so hasn't really been featuring, but I think like FPL Swede says, he's an out of position player. He comes on and starts up front with Isak as well, so he could be in line to start. So he's a 7 million mid. So he's definitely a one that we might think about. Just trying to think about the really obvious ones, like for now. So I think we'll just stick with Forsberg for now. So let's go over to Italy. So Austria, like I said, were good against Ukraine, but Ukraine made it very easy for them. Arnautovic missed a couple of really good opportunities. Alaba was given kind of as much space as he wanted to do what he wanted to do what he wants. And I think when you give him a player of his quality that kind of space, you're gonna be in trouble. Sweden aren't going to do that. Sweden are going to defend much better than the Ukraine did. So yeah, they should sort out the Ukraine, and I think Italy will easily have enough to see off Austria in that game. So it's quite interesting when you think about Italy. I mean, Berardi's been a great pick for 6.2. Obviously, it was interesting with him because we got the first lineup sort of before everything else. So it was between him and Chiesa, and kind of all ended up with Berardi. And then I've subbed him out for that second game. I think he got an assist in that second game as well. So he's a good option. He's cheap. You got Locatelli as well, who had a great game, got 2 goals in that game. Immobile as well. I mean, 10.1 premium forward. Is he going to be one that takes up our premium forward? I mean, I sense that our forward is. I'm definitely going to go have Depay. I think. Definitely, I think that's always a good disclaimer. Definitely a France striker. Not I think. Definitely a France striker. So the third one. So if I went for Immobile as well, we'd be looking at three premiums, which is quite a lot to be fair. So I think Berardi's a solid pick. I think, given that he got 2 assists in those first 2 games, I think he's a decent player to get. I can't just have everyone with premium price tag. So I like the look of Berardi. I think as well. I think it would be a bit of miss to go without Spinazzola as well, the defender. I think he's been sort of one of the players of the tournament as well. So yeah, I think I'll be picking up these 2 for sure. Let's have a look. Some people in the chat. I mean, God, I tell you that I asked you all to say, some players that you think are definites, and there's everyone. You're just naming everyone. Ronaldo's there, Immobile, Stecklenburg, Donnarumma, Bale, couple of shouts, Wijnaldum, Benzema. There's a lot of options to go for. So yeah, I think Berardi and Spinazzola, they've had the rest. I think they're both kind of pretty solid options to pick. Could go for Bonucci maybe as well to double up on Italy, but I think that might be a bit overkill. I might end up going for Donnarumma as well, but yeah, we'll kind of see. I think that's all right for Italy now. Let's kind of flesh out some rest of the team. So the Netherlands. So who do you all reckon from the Netherlands then? Because I mean, I think this is a really good looking game for them. I think Wijnaldum is doing what a lot of us thought he would do for Netherlands, given his role, just being allowed to kind of do what he wants. He was top scorer for a bit in the whole tournament. We were a little bit worried that he was going to be playing a bit deeper, but it doesn't look like he's doing that at all. So I think Wijnaldum is a good price at 8.1, and I think he's someone that I'd like to pair up front with Depay as well, who's 10.1. So it's a fair bit of money invested in the Netherlands, but I do like it. What do you all reckon about Dumfries then? So Dumfries has obviously been excellent. He's up to 5.6, so not a huge price rise for him. Only 1 point for owners, subs at half time or just after half time. Kind of, it's you can't really judge him too much on that. He's been brilliant. So I think he goes in. Thing is, you can't. I'm conscious now that we're sort of building this team. We've been given a little bit more money for this round, but I think Dumfries, Wijnaldum, and Depay. You've got to fancy them in that game against the Czech Republic. I can't see the Czech Republic causing many problems for them offensively, or not conceding very many. So yeah, I like the look of that. So out of the teams that I kind of mentioned, we've got a decent amount of players. We've got 5 players sort of there. Forsberg first name on the sheet. It's weird with Ukraine because I was really excited about them. I wrote the article for Scout. I did loads of research on them. Malinovsky was someone that I was really looking forward to seeing. They had a really kind of young backline that people were really excited about. Shevchenko was there as manager, and it all looked like they were going to do well, and they've just been really poor. I don't really know how they've got through, to be honest, but here they are. Daniel Dodd, why getting tips off you? You're so flipping average. I'm not average, mate. I'm way below average. So joke's on you. And joke's on you, you're here and watching me. So you've got nothing better to do at 10:30. So who's the real loser? It's you. Right. So let's have a think about some other fixtures then. So this is where it gets a little bit more difficult, I guess. I mean, we'll go to France first. France v Switzerland. I think, like I said, we're definitely going to have a striker from France. So I guess the question is, which one do we go for? On quite a few of my fan team picks, I massively backed Benzema, who got 2 goals tonight, which I was quite happy with. Mbappe's the premium one. Only an assist for him so far. Don't even think he got it on this, did he? He got it on Fan Team, but I'm not sure he gets it on Uefa. He got 2 points for a penalty earned. Okay, so not quite the assist, but still not too bad. So let's go for... Well, do you know what? I can't stand Griezmann. That whole La Decision thing. Remember that a couple of years ago when he was, am I going to leave Atletico? Am I not going to leave Atletico? He's got I don't know, he's got an irritating bloke. I don't think I want to... And, this is how you should base your fantasy football decisions on, just personal, feelings towards a player, not actually their ability. Benzema's not that much better, is he? But yeah, I do like Mbappe. I think he's a classy player. I think Benzema's I think Benzema's on penalties now. I think we've established that. I don't think there's any real danger from Giroud taking there. I think Benzema needed those goals to kind of cement himself, but that's kind of what I was looking for, really, just for him to do that. So yeah, I think we'll stick with Benzema. Dean went off injured tonight, didn't he? Because Dean had kind of got that place over Fernandes, which was interesting. So do we go with a France defender? I mean, Kimpembe is the obvious shout. Do we think Switzerland are going to score? I don't think they will, to be honest. I think Kimpembe at 5'6" could be a decent option. Maybe let's go for Kimpembe. Let's stick him in. Yeah, like I said, there's not a huge amount of planning that's gone into the stream, to be honest. It's kind of just me picking players. And what's going to be great is when I pick this squad and then we're like 10 million over budget, and then I have to panic and go back and bring in loads of other players. But yeah, I'm sure you're not going to help me out. So yeah, quite a few of you mentioned Ronaldo. I've got to admit, I think I've been guilty, and a lot of people have, of kind of underselling him a little bit. Obviously I know he's a good player. I do watch football from time to time, but no, it's on my screen. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Kimpembe's in. That's the only thing you missed. Yeah. So Ronaldo, I kind of thought, first game against Hungary, but then I think like a lot of people, I kind of decided that I would try and be better than everyone else and get ahead. So on fan teams, I swapped him for France players. I think on this, I played the Limitless, got rid of him, played the wild card. So I've swapped the screen. Don't worry. So that's cost me really, getting rid of him on so many teams. So I guess the question is, do we go for him? Do we go for him again? I mean, he's a top scorer now. He's a top scorer in the Euros. He doesn't really show many signs of stopping. It's brave to go that, I think. But at the same time, it's not an easy game against Belgium. Yeah, you are paying for penalties. This isn't me. But is that enough? Is that enough against Belgium? I mean, Belgium, really, their defence doesn't look that great, does it? They've got Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Denayer, Boyata. That doesn't really, scream defensive solidarity, but at the same time, Ronaldo's a lot of money. I think we'll go without Ronaldo for now. We'll come back to it. Will, you keep asking how many points I'm on. I'm not on many points. Well, I'm about 250k in the world. So this is a stream where we're all going to help me out and sort out my team and get me into the top 100k, which was where I was trying to end up in the Premier League, but couldn't. I don't know. I'm just not... Ronaldo, he's so much money, isn't he? I mean, we're talking 12.2 million now. I don't know. I think it's too much. Especially as well, don't forget, I haven't got the wild card. I fancy Belgium to go through, even with their kind of shaky defence. I don't really want to have I need to be picking players who I think are going to go through, really. Yeah, I think I'm going to go about Ronaldo again, just talking about how much I undersell him, and now here I am going about him again. But yeah, that game is so difficult to call. I might just avoid all players from Belgium, Portugal, to be honest. I just don't know what's gonna happen with that. Yeah, people really don't like that. Me doing that though. James Giacchino says Cristiano Ronaldo 7 forever. Jay Sindhu, Ronaldo will bag, he always gets a goal. Lynn's shocked emoji. Dan Smith, Ronaldo will wreck Belgium 3 at the back. Oh, can you all stop saying this, please? Let's see if we've got enough money for him when we get to the end. Right, I'm going back to the league table. So who... I don't know why I call it a league table. It's the last round of 16. Okay, so let's make a call on Wales Denmark then. I've seen a few people mentioning Bale. Wales have been a strange team to watch. I really enjoyed watching them against Switzerland. Thought they played really well. I like the look of Moore actually, and Ramsey and Bale. I mean, Bale's 9'6" in this, which is a hell of a lot of money. Moore could be a shout at 6'6". Feels a bit going without Ronaldo for Kiefer Moore. Nuclear Atom says I overthink. That's why I'm falling behind. Yeah, but it's the only way you get ahead sometimes. Lots of love for Bale in the chat. I'm more tempted by Moore. I'm going to stick Kiefer Moore in. There you go. that's going to go down well. When 10 seconds ahead, it's going to be a slate of figures. I don't know. I think Wales. I think Wales could do all right in this game. Denmark have been the feel-good story, haven't they, since the Eriksen injury? I mean, Mail's there, who's someone that I could consider. Maybe if I didn't go for more. Poulsen as well looks good. I mean, Christian scored a great goal as well. There's Damsgaard there as a mid. Yeah, a tough one to call. I think I would get Mail actually. I mean, he's a 4.5 defender. He got 2-1, but he did score in the last match against Russia. So he's got an eye for goal. The defenders are scoring quite a lot of goals in this tournament. Yeah, no one's happy with Moore. He'll probably go, to be honest. He was just there to get a bit of a reaction. So that's what you've got to do in these streams. You've got to evoke an emotional response from the crowd, and then everyone gets angry. But it makes you feel something, Just trying to make you all feel something tonight at 10:30. Anyway, Mail's in at 4.5. Let's think about goalkeepers. So we need 2 goalkeepers. I mean, I am very, very tempted just to play it safe and just grab the Spanish goalkeeper. I mean, if they've only faced 2 shots in the whole tournament, 5-1, Simon seems a pretty good pick. I think maybe even a double up with Spain at the back seems a good shout. The likes of Alba or Laporte scored today as well. I think they played. They didn't play Garcia, did they? No, they did play Garcia. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of his either. But yeah, it could be Laporte or Alba that I bring in, but obviously we're then getting into quite expensive sort of prices. So I think if I'm going to double up with any team, I think it probably has to be Italy. It's a good point in the chat that we can now have four players. So I think it might actually be Bonucci that comes in alongside Spinazzola as well. So we stick Bonucci in. How are we doing for price? See, Kiefer Moore's freeing stuff up. It's all good. So we need another goalkeeper. Tempted to go for Olsen, the Swedish goalkeeper. Lynn will be happy with that, given that I've only got one Swedish player at the moment. So he's in as well. So it means we've only got 2 more spots to fill. 20.8 million. I think we could probably do this. Do we go for an England player? Given that I think England are going to beat Germany, do I go for an English player? Who do I think is even going to start? I think Grealish did well against the Czech Republic. Obviously got the assist. Am I completely confident he's going to keep his place? Not really, but I think Mount might not be ready. I'm half tempted to go for him just because I saw enough from him in that game to make me think that he could do quite well. I mean, Sterling's there 9.6. We've got the money, but we're probably going to want to upgrade more, aren't we? People were saying keep Havertz. Yeah, Havertz was impressive tonight. I thought got the goal, sub straight away, and then they scored straight away. So yeah, I was kind of a little bit surprised that they did that. I'll tell you who was really poor tonight, I thought, and that's Stop the Lip Smacking. Have I been lip smacking? Sorry, try and stop the lip smacking, Nicholas. God, you guys are quite I don't know, harsh tonight. I think it's past some of your bedtimes. So it's Sterling or Grealish. I'm going to go for one of them. I think we'll beat Germany. I'm definitely biased. But, there it was. Oh, damn lip smacking. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think I'll go for Grealish. I think he did enough. I think he did enough to keep his place. I think Mount being, he's been isolating. Does that mean he probably hasn't been training as well? Maybe. So yeah, we'll stick Grealish in. It means we've got one more mid, and then we can use the rest of the money to upgrade more. Who I think people aren't too happy that I've got. He's captain as well, just to really make it. Lip smack again. Sorry. I think now you've said it, I've started realising that I do it. So I need to stop. Right, one more midfielder then. So let's go back to the league table. Got to stop calling it a league table. Let's have a think. There's no more teams here that massively stand out. I think Lynn could end up being really happy with me, because I think actually the standout player here could be the out of position Kulusevski. What do you reckon about that? And then that lets me do more, and it only lets me get in the man that you've all been calling for, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. There you go, 0.8 in the bank as well. Come on then, what do you reckon of that? Roast me. So we've got Benzema, Memphis Depay, Cristiano Ronaldo, and then we got Forsberg, Berardi, Wijnaldum, and Grealish as a bit of a punt. Spinazzola, Dumfries, Kimpembe, Simon, and then Olsen, Mailer, Bonucci, and Kulusevski. It means that we could actually put a little bit more money into, if we upgraded Kimpembe, we could go for Pavard. I just love Pavard because of that goal he scored. In the lip smack, sorry, I realise I did it again. The goal he scored. Was it the last Euros? Wasn't the World Cup, was it? Absolute screamer. Just hit it so sweetly, like an absolute arrow. So yeah, I think we'll go with Pavard. So we've got 0.4. Is there any upgrades that you can see here that really warrant a 0.4? I don't know. I think this is pretty decent, I think we've put together something okay. A few people saying Morata. Morata. How can a striker get 0 points in a 5-0 win? Yeah, Morata is someone who I just don't rate at all. I can't understand how he's starting for Spain. Gerard Moreno, is he playing out of position to kind of accommodate Morata up front? I think Moreno is great. I saw loads from him last season in the Europa League to make me think he's a class player, and I haven't seen anything from Morata in years to make me think he's deserving. But he had a fairly decent season, didn't he? So I guess that's why he's in the squad. But yeah, I am surprised. I'm not surprised that Spain are being described as not a very clinical side when Morata is their kind of main striker. Well, people actually agree with me on Moreno. That's good to know. So yeah, that's it. I think that would be the squad that I go in with, or at least very similar. Got three Swedes, 3 Netherlands, and 3 Italians. So yeah, really am targeting the teams that I think are going to do well. I think Simon is a standout goalkeeper for me at 5-1. Just given the dominance that Spain seem to be having in these matches. So yeah, I think we'll stick with this. Olsen there, I would be very surprised if Olsen didn't get a move to someone. There's got to be teams with crying out for a goalkeeper. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And a bit of money left in the bank as well. So yeah, that's it. That's my team. That's what we'll go with for now until I change it. Hope this has been relatively useful for people. There was a team reveal in the end. You just had to stick around to watch it. But yeah, it's been a great night of football. Honestly, one of the best sort of evenings of just watching football I can ever remember. Just the levels of drama, and especially with England, not knowing who we're going to face. It was Hungary 1 minute, Portugal the next, Germany. Absolutely crazy. Like I said, I think given what I've seen over the tournament so far, I think actually us playing Germany is the best result from that group. I think Hungary would have been well up for that, and no pushovers. I mean, only one loss in up for three, and everyone's expecting them to be the whipping boys to Portugal. Kind of a bit of a mad last 10 minutes, but really, really impressive against France and Germany, I thought. So yeah, I think Germany's a decent result for England. So yeah, thanks all for tuning in. I am going to go to bed. I will be doing another one of these, I think, with Karam at some point this week. So look out for that. We'll see how much his team differs to mine. If you've got other players who you think I should definitely be including, stick them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video just for my lip slacking endeavours. And I will see you all on the next stream. Thanks, everyone.